Have you ever encountered that person who simply never fails? The one who wakes up every single day at the exact same time, executes the exact same routine, and just never stops? While the rest of the world gives up by the third week of January, they are still going in December? While everyone else constructs elaborate excuses, they simply show up. When people look at them, they don't say, "Good job." They whisper, "Man, that's not normal." They are right. It isn't normal. It is supernatural. There is a specific level of discipline that does not inspire admiration, it inspires fear. There is an ancient system created by Zen monks in Japan that produces exactly this kind of frightening consistency. They call it Gyoji. Translated literally, it means continuous practice, or the circle of practice that maintains itself. Once you understand the architecture of Gyoji, you will never break a goal again. But there is a catch. This system requires you to kill a part of yourself you have spent your whole life protecting. Chapter 1. The Awakening. The story begins with a programmer named Rafael. He was intelligent, successful in his career, and seemingly capable. But he harbored a humiliating secret. He was incapable of sticking to a habit for more than 21 days. The gym? He'd quit after 3 weeks. Meditation? 7 days maximum. Reading? He would buy the book, read the preface, and bury it in a drawer. His life was governed by a predictable, depressing cycle. Monday, total motivation. Wednesday, the first mental negotiation. I'm tired, I'll do double tomorrow. Friday, complete surrender. Sunday, the cycle of self-loathing and promises for next week. Rafael tried everything the self-help industry offered: habit tracking apps, gamification, rewards, accountability partners. Nothing worked because he was fighting a battle he couldn't see. He was fighting the very architecture of his primal brain. That changed the day he discovered the history of the Aheji temple in Japan. He learned that Zen monks can meditate for years without missing a single day. He realized their secret wasn't willpower. Willpower is a battery that runs out. The monks were running on something else entirely. Chapter 2. The Monk's Secret. Irreversible Identity. In Zen temples, there is a concept called Sahan Joji, making practice as natural as eating rice and drinking tea. At a Heiji temple, founded in 1244 AD, a bell has rung every morning at 3:30 a.m. for nearly 800 years. The monks do not wake up at 3:30 a.m. because they are motivated. They do not lie in bed asking, "Do I feel like getting up today?" That question does not exist in their minds because they understand a principle most modern people miss. The brain categorizes commitments into 2 boxes: reversible and irreversible. Reversible commitments: I'm going to try to lose weight. These become mental negotiations. Irreversible commitments: I am a monk. These simply happen. When a monk takes his vows, he isn't making a promise. He is changing his identity. He creates a social reality where failure is a death of status. The neuroscience of shame. A Harvard neuroscientist studying habits discovered that when you make a behavior public, your primitive brain interprets failure as a survival threat. Our ancestors who lost status in the tribe were exiled and died. Your brain still operates on this software. Rafael stopped making private promises. He wrote a contract. I am a person who meditates 20 minutes every day at 5 a.m. for 90 consecutive days. He signed it, he posted it on social media, he texted it to his family. His girlfriend said, "You're being too dramatic." His coworker said, "You're trying too hard." Perfect. Rafael used their skepticism as fuel. On day 3, when the alarm rang at 5 a.m., his body screamed for sleep. But the thought of posting online that he had failed, the thought of looking his girlfriend in the face and admitting he was weak, was more painful than the discipline. The public declaration ended the negotiation. Chapter 3. The Internal War. Non-negotiable hours. Even with the social pressure, Rafael was fighting a physiological war. The public declaration got him out of bed, but it didn't make it easy. He discovered the second principle of Gyoji, eliminating the when. Most people waste massive amounts of glucose, brain fuel, on the same stupid question every day. When will I do this? Now? After lunch? Before bed? You are wasting your fuel deciding when to drive instead of actually driving. Rafael chose 5 a.m. He didn't choose it because he was a morning person. He didn't choose it to watch the sunrise. He chose 5 a.m. because the world was dead. No emails, no text messages, no demands. The time variable. The goal isn't optimization, it is elimination. By fixing the time, you remove the variable. Week 1 was hell. His body fought the new rhythm violently. This is normal. The body is a pattern recognition machine, and it resists new code. Week 2 shifted. He began waking up 5 minutes before the alarm. Day 30 was the breakthrough. The alarm rang, and his feet touched the cold floor before his conscious mind even booted up. No thought, no decision, just movement.
Chapter 4. The One Way, the Death of Variety. Rafael had fixed the who, identity, and the when, time, but he was still struggling with the what. Some mornings he meditated, some mornings he read, some mornings he did calisthenics. His brain found a new place to negotiate. I'm too tired for push-ups, I'll just read today. The fallacy of variety. Modern advice tells us to mix things up to keep it interesting. Gyoji teaches that variety is where consistency dies. Every time you change the routine, you force your brain to make micro-decisions. Every micro-decision is a crack where your old laziness leaks in. Rafael instituted a personal ango, a Zen term for a period of intense, secluded practice. He locked down the routine. Drink 500 milliliters of water, 50 push-ups, 20 minutes of meditation, 10 pages of reading. Same order, same timer, same inputs. His friends called him robotic. They said he was boring. They didn't understand that boring is the point. The neurology of boredom. An MIT researcher on habit automatization explains that when you repeat an action in the exact same context for approximately 66 days, the behavior moves from the prefrontal cortex, the thinking brain, to the basal ganglia, the automatic brain. By week 6, Rafael was halfway through his push-ups before he realized he had started. He wasn't doing the habit was doing him. Chapter 5. Practice without gap. The river metaphor. Then life happened. On day 45, Rafael caught the flu. On day 52, he had to travel for a conference. This is the graveyard of good intentions. This is where everyone quits because they believe in the all-or-nothing lie. If I can't do my perfect 50 push-ups, I shouldn't do any. Dogen Zenji, the founder of the Soto school of Zen, wrote that practice must be like a river. During a drought, the river may be a trickle, but it never stops flowing. If it stops, it is no longer a river. It is just a muddy memory of water. Rafael realized that Gyoji doesn't require perfection, it requires continuity. The airport test. Stuck at a terminal at 5 a.m., Rafael did push-ups in the handicapped stall of the airport bathroom. The flu test. Too sick to sit upright? He meditated lying down for 20 minutes, staring at the ceiling. People looked at him like he was insane. Good. He realized that a bad session maintains the neural pathway, whereas a skipped session destroys it. When you skip because you are tired, you are not resting, you are retreating. Chapter 6. Pre-solutions, the algorithm of consistency. The final piece of the puzzle was handling the unexpected. Chaos is guaranteed. Your child will get sick. Your car will break down. Most people face these obstacles and try to make a decision in the heat of the moment. Stress kills willpower. If you have to decide what to do when things go wrong, you will choose the path of least resistance, quitting. Zen monasteries survive earthquakes, wars, and fires because they have pre-solutions. If the meditation hall burns down, they sit in the courtyard. They don't hold a meeting to discuss it, the protocol already exists. Rafael wrote down every consistency killer and pre-solved it with an if-then algorithm. If I am hungover, then I do 2 push-ups, 1 minute of meditation, 1 page of reading. If I have guests sleeping in the living room, then I do the workout silently in the bathroom. If I am injured, then I visualize the workout for 20 minutes. He removed decision fatigue from the critical moment. He saved his willpower for execution, not decision-making. Chapter 7. The Transformation. On day 90, Rafael completed his personal ongo. He hadn't missed a single day. But the celebration wasn't what he expected. He didn't jump for joy. He didn't feel happy. He felt something heavier. He felt solid. His friends commented, "Your discipline is scary." Someone told him, "You need balance. You're obsessed." The truth about transformation: when your discipline makes others uncomfortable, you have finally reached the necessary level. They tell you to slow down not because they care about your health, but because your movement makes their stagnation look pathetic. You are not doing this to be normal. Normal people get normal results. You are doing this to be unbreakable. The Gyoji System forces a death and a rebirth. You kill the version of yourself that negotiates. You kill the version that makes excuses. You birth a version of yourself that simply is. Consistency isn't about doing something. It's about becoming someone who cannot do it any other way. So the question remains, are you ready to scare people? Are you ready to kill the part of yourself that loves excuses? If you are, start with your declaration. Write it down, make it public, and let the bell ring.